Yo, guys. It's Brittany Taylor coming to you live. And in this video, I want to talk about soul purpose and what I know about souls, what I know about why you're here. And I want to talk about my experience doing a Life Between Lives regression, you guys, and actually how this led me further into my soul purpose. Okay, so say hi when you pop on, loves. So, what I want to talk about tonight is how you have a soul and you and your soul decided that you would come here at this time for some important purpose for you and your soul, okay? And everybody has a soul. Nobody is left out from this, although some people operate from a more disconnected place where they don't really have access to their soul knowing. But everybody has a soul and everybody can connect with their soul and know their soul purpose, but not everybody will, okay? And I want to talk a little bit about fate and free will. So what is fated for us versus what is our choice, okay? Hi, Ezio. Hi, Steven. Hi, Mom. Hello, love. Say hi when you pop on. So I do believe that we have a lot of free will and choice in this lifetime. Hi, Beverly. So although we do have this soul purpose, which is why we came to this planet, we always have the choice whether or not we are going to actually fulfill that purpose, okay? And another thing that I like to teach about souls as well is that your soul is lighthearted, okay? So like, even if you do totally fuck this life up and not live your purpose, when you die, you're not going to go to hell. You're not going to, your soul's not going to be like, wow, you wrecked this opportunity. There's just going to be a lot of love and you can come back and do it next round. It's not like Judgment Day or anything. Although, if you do fulfill your purpose, you will feel a lot better about yourself and you are always being guided along the way. But it's not like this life and death thing. Like, there is a lot of people right now on the planet who are not living their purpose at all. Like, they've totally lost track of why they came here. But their soul and, all of life, the universe, God, whatever you want to believe in, all of life still fucking loves them. And it doesn't mean like that well, like, people can get a little bit off track. And so I don't want you to feel like you're not living your purpose right now, because if you're not, you'll know, because you're not living in joy, you're not feeling like you're living your purpose. You'll know if you're not living your purpose. I just want you to know that it's okay. And a lot of people aren't. I'm not going to say most people, because more and more people are waking up to the idea that they have a purpose. You love my shirt. Thank you. I love it too. It's so gangster. So a lot of people aren't living their purpose. It's totally fine if you feel like you aren't, but you always have a choice to come back home, come back to your soul knowing, and do what you actually came here to do. And here's the thing. You don't always live like with 100% pure communication with your soul, okay? So this is how it can be so easy to get off track, you guys, because keep doing that. When you get into a deeply relaxed state, like hypnosis, like what I'm going to talk about in my Life Between Lives regression, when you get into a state like that, this is when you can have communion with your soul, okay? This is when you can know that you're really accessing soul. Because I know some people, maybe they feel like, I don't know which part of me is my soul and which part of me is just like the non-soul part, okay? But you'll know when it's your soul, okay? Because you'll feel excited about that path. You'll feel like you're on the right track. It will feel very joyful and fulfilling to you when you are on your soul's path, okay? So that's one way to know. And also just following your intuitive impulses, you guys, following where you're guided to, what you're guided to. This is the path of soul. And sometimes it's not going to make sense to other people. sometimes it's not even really going to make logical sense to you, but you'll just know, hey, I got to do that thing. Or, hey, I have to read that book, or I have to say this to this person, or I have to sign up for this course, even though it's like nothing I've ever done before, or I have to work with this person as a coach, or like I have to move to this country. You'll just know what it is, right? Like, and sometimes it's not going to make sense to anybody else except you, right? So for me, I've always felt like I was so much more than just this body. And I believed in past lives from a very young age. My mom actually had a book on past lives. It was called Reliving Past Lives. And I remember picking up that book when I was like 6 years old and reading it, although I probably didn't understand a lot of the words. I mean, I think it was kind of a heavy read, but I just knew, like, from that super young age, like when I was 6, that like this wasn't all there was, and like I wasn't just a 6-year-old kid. I was like so much more, and I just knew things. And maybe you can relate, like when you were a kid, where maybe you felt a lot older than you actually were. You felt like you just knew things that the other people didn't seem to know, and you just like, you could feel energies. You knew that there was something more. Hi, Linda. You knew that there was something more than this, that maybe you had been around the block a few times as well, right? Like you just knew things. So this is how I always felt, you guys. I always felt like I knew more than I should know for someone, you know, who's only 3 or 6 or whatever, right? So ultimately, this led me to my path. Like I said, the first, you know, introduction with sort of the spiritual side was, well, I used to see ghosts when I was a child, by the way, but other than that, like, which I think is common for a lot of kids because they're more naturally open to these other realms. Hi, Ronald. So, this book that I found that my mom had, it was on past lives. I read it when I was 6 years old, and I just knew like I had past lives. And I didn't know exactly what they were, but I just knew from that young age. And then when I found out about hypnotherapy, which I'm a hypnotherapist too. I've done all my training in that. But when I found out about hypnotherapy, I was like, holy shit, that's something that I'm kind of scared of, because maybe I'm scared of actually knowing, but I know that I'm going to do it. And I did it. So my first hypnotherapy session was actually a past life regression. And I did that when I was 21 years old. That was 2.5 years ago now, you guys. And it was part of this Life Between Lives regression that I'm going to talk about. So to start out with this, I had to do like just a past life regression first, just to see how I was in hypnosis. And I was very good in hypnosis. I get hypnotized super easily. So if any of you feel like you might be an unhypnotizable person, that's what I thought too. I thought, you know, I'm not really a calm person. I don't think like this is going to be easy. It might not be true. You might be very easy to hypnotize. I was. So I did the past life regression first. I'll explain more on that. I went back to my supposed most recent past life, which was very interesting. But then the second session that I had with this woman was called a Life Between Lives Regression. And this is based on the work of Michael Newton. He's written books. They're called Journey of Souls and Destiny of Souls. So I had been reading these books since I was about 19 years old. And what he does in these books, and what I did, is he takes people into hypnosis, because he was a hypnotherapist as well. He takes people into hypnosis, but instead of taking them into a past life, he takes them to the between life state, you guys. So this is in between being born and, you know, the life where you just died. So assuming that everybody here believes in past lives, if you don't, I don't know. To me, it just is the only thing that makes logical sense. But you don't necessarily have to believe in them in order for this to work. But I mean, if you don't believe in souls, why are you even watching this video? Like that's everything that I teach. But Ronald says, fascinating topic. Sometimes have dreams that feel like long ago. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like at this time, everybody on this earth has lived like at least 500 lives. You know, maybe some of them not even on Earth. Maybe there's other planets that we've, you know, habitated, but everybody here has been around the block a few times, I think. And especially you, if you're watching this video, you're very wise and old. But what was I talking about? Yeah, so this Life Between Lives regression, it takes you into the between life state. And in this state, you can ask your soul or higher self any kinds of questions that you want to ask about your life. Maybe about some of the challenges in your life, or, some of the things that just have always baffled you or that you've wondered about. Or you can ask about your soul purpose. Why am I here? Why did I choose to come to this life? And that's what I really want you to know, is that you did choose to come here, and you were very excited about it because you had very important work to do. And in this Life Between Lives regression, you can see what it is exactly that you came here to do. And that's what I saw. And this was 2.5 years ago, you guys. I just knew that I had to do this. I always had felt this sort of deep pain and sadness, sort of like a permanent heartbreak that would come and go. And it wasn't really, particular to, hi Joe, it wasn't really particular to any situation. Like sometimes it would be brought up by certain situations, but it was like so much deeper than that. So I knew that I had to do this work, and I had to do some hypnotherapy to find out what was really going on deep in my subconscious mind, which is where almost all of our emotional reactions come from, is the subconscious mind, which we don't typically have access to unless we are in a really deeply relaxed state like hypnosis, which you do in hypnotherapy or in a healing session. We go into those deeper relaxed states because that's where all the good stuff is. So I knew that I had to do this. It was something I had always known. So the session that was the Life Between Lives regression, you guys, was about a 6-hour session, or maybe 5 hours, where I was in hypnosis for that long. Oh my God, it was amazing. I love being in hypnosis though. And I just asked myself literally everything that I wanted to know. I asked myself everything that I wanted to know about being born, and why I was feeling certain ways about certain things. And it just made everything so clear. And you guys, you won't understand unless you've been there to this between life state. But the amount of love that is there is just unreal. It's unlike anything you've ever felt on this earth. And you are just so loved. And if that's one thing that you could take away from anything that I do, is just know that you are so loved, not just by your own soul, but by the soul of many of these guides that you also work with up in this realm of the soul realm. So this is another thing that they do in a Life Between Lives regression, is you meet with your own particular guide, and you meet with what's called like a council of elders, okay? And it's like these really wise, bright beings, and you can ask them anything about your current lifetime or about any of your past lifetimes, like, why am I here? Why do I have this challenge? And you go into, like, you ask all these questions. Like I said, I was in hypnosis for 6 hours, you guys, and you ask, like, why did I choose to be born in this particular family? And you find everything out. And once you have this kind of experience, it's way better. Like, you will live your life just having this clear knowing why everything happens the way that it does. And never for a moment will you not, like, well, see, and I don't want to say that ever since then now I've had total clarity. It's a decision to practice what I know and what I learned from this. And it's a decision to stay true to what I know at a soul level, okay? And it's always a decision. But your soul knows. And if you actually make the effort to know your soul and connect with your soul, you will have clarity. But it gets tricky, you know, we're living this human life, and sometimes we forget to connect with our soul. We forget why we're here. And I truly believe that's part of my soul purpose on this earth. Me and many other beings here as well are here to help you remember why you came to this earth, okay? And the excitement that you had, the joy that you had for coming here, and how much you actually wanted to come, and how the certain experiences that are actually your most difficult experiences were put in place for you so that you could learn and grow as a soul, and then teach on that as well. So, but now I want to talk a little bit about what was preordained for you and what is free will and choice. Okay, so you had an idea of what you were here to do. Okay, like you had an outline. Okay, you know, you're going to come to this planet, you're going to be born with this family, you choose your parents, by the way, you're going to be born in this family, you're going to meet with these particular soulmate people who are going to awaken either, you know, lessons in you, like heartbreaks or whatever, or people that are going to be soul companions, soulmates, lovers. Like a little bit of that is lined up for you. I want to say that. So you did intend to meet with certain people. You did have a purpose that you came to fulfill, or more like an energy that you came to be, okay? But you always have a choice whether or not you are going to fulfill that, okay? So being in these human bodies, we have this beautiful gift of free will and choice. So you can know things as a soul, but when you get here, you have like this selective amnesia, okay? So you don't exactly remember this life between lives shit. You don't exactly remember why you came here. You don't exactly remember who you are. You're just like plopped in here, and you get this amnesia, because if you knew everything, like if you knew all of your past lives, if you knew, hi Kat, if you knew like everything that your soul knows, it would be overwhelming. And there also could be some traumas like from other lifetimes that maybe you will have wanted to filter out, because if you knew everything right now, it would just be too overwhelming. But I do realize and know that, like, and actually I read this today, I was rereading the Destiny of Souls book by Michael Newton. I actually posted it earlier today. I posted a picture of it. You guys should totally fucking read that book if you are interested in this and you want to know more about this. So he was saying, like, the time right now, like the times we're in, like the new age and all this stuff, it's really about like remembering more of who we actually are. Okay. And because more and more people, well, not more and more people, there's always been people that were purposeless who, you know, felt like so alone and unwanted and like, why am I here? I don't fit in with anybody. There's always been people who have felt confused about why they're here. So they turn to like drugs or alcohol or any type of escapism, because life just doesn't make sense. They feel purposeless. They feel like everything is just random and like nothing means anything. And that's a destructive attitude to have, is just this belief that like nothing means anything and I don't matter, nothing I do matters. And like, so knowing these spiritual truths and knowing, you know, your soul path, why you came here, what lessons you came to learn, you know, what was preordained for you versus what is actually your free will and choice, like to actually do, this can really help you totally delete that feeling of purposelessness, or that feeling of like nothing matters or nothing I do matters, nothing I say matters. Once you fully know this shit, and you won't know it until you experience it. Like you might know it just from me talking about it, but unless you're in a state of hypnosis right now, or if you're not already on a similar belief system about life than what I'm at right now, some of this or all of this is not going to even go in. It's not going to even hit your subconscious mind, because you have to be in a deeply relaxed state for things to affect your subconscious mind, like at a deep level. And that's why people, you know, run around in circles so much and don't really change anything ever, because changes need to affect the subconscious mind, which is why hypnotherapy and the healing that I do is super powerful, because we're not talking to the conscious mind. We're putting the conscious mind to the side so that we can talk to the subconscious mind, which is the soul mind. And yeah, so Life Between Lives Regression. Has anyone here experienced the Life Between Lives Regression, or is it just me? I know that it's not like the most common thing, but more and more lately I've seen people pop up like in Facebook groups and stuff saying that they've done it too, or yeah, it's really interesting. So it's more than just a past life regression. It's actually a regression where you're going to the between life state to choose, like, to see why you came here. And it's just like the most enlightening experience. I think everybody should be required to know that, because yeah, like I said, it brings a lot of clarity in life. But you always have a choice whether or not you use this information. Like, this was 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, you guys. And I still, you know, after I got it done, I knew certain things, like, okay, because so one of the things that I asked my soul was like, what is my purpose here, right? Because I had a feeling that I had a purpose here. And what my purpose was, it was something along the lines of, I had a very special healing energy, and I would be able to reach a lot of people with it. Emphasize a lot. And it just felt like, wow, this is a big deal. And I don't believe everybody has the same purpose, but I do believe a lot of you know, if you're doing your online business, you're in the same kind of world as me right now, it could be similar, where you are meant to heal and serve people at a large scale. And you have a special energy that heals people, perhaps without you even saying anything to them. It's your energy. And your energy, this is what they said to me in my Life Between Lives Regression, but that my energy had been like very prepared for this lifetime. Like in this between lives state realm, they do all kinds of like energy work with the souls, and before the soul gets born into the body, they do lots of like work with it, like energetically. So perhaps some of you are here because you're meant to hold a high frequency, and your frequency will help the rest of the planet uplift. And there will be something about your energy that will draw people in, because they'll know at a soul level that you can help them too. And so many of you are here, I feel like, for a similar purpose. But it was sort of along the lines of that. And another thing that they said was that one of my life lessons was learning about relationships, which I do feel like I've already learned a lot about, and I'm sure there's lots more to learn. So that's exciting too. But it's really funny, like, me as my soul, I don't feel that different as me right now. And my soul was kind of funny. Like, the way that I spoke when I was in hypnosis doing this Life Between Lives regression, when I was asking my soul these questions or whatever, and I was speaking as my soul, it was kind of like I was funny. I wasn't even like the serious, sad part of myself that I thought was my soul, but my actual soul was so lighthearted and funny and joyful and kind of like sassy, and kind of like when all the other guys are saying like, well, you do have a choice whether or not you fulfill this purpose and for your lifetime or whatever, and my soul is kind of like, yeah, like, sure, I'm gonna do it. Like, leave me alone, guys. Like, come on, I got this. Like, there was so much personality to my soul. So I don't feel like your soul is that much different than your personality. And I feel like a lot of your personality traits are actually a reflection of your soul as well. So like, that's why we all are so unique and different. We all have these unique soul frequencies. So that was super cool. And yeah, you can see so much in these regressions. It was amazing. And there was so much more to it, you guys. It was like 6 hours long, and I asked everything that I was curious about, and I learned so much, and I don't even remember all of it now, but I know that it sunk in at a deep level. And I really just want you to know that your life is purposeful, your life is meaningful. You chose to come here, and you were super fucking excited about it. And if more and more people would know this, they would experience the joy of living that comes from living your soul purpose and connecting with that love that is your soul, okay? And I'm pretty sure your soul is not that serious part of you, that serious, judgmental, cold part of you. That's not your soul. Your soul is pure love and lightness, and It's just such a beautiful energy when you connect with it. Your soul or higher self is super calm as well, and so like steady. Like, so you know how sometimes your emotions are going to go like this and up and down and up and down and up and down. Your soul is like this. Your soul is like a clear mountain lake. And the more that you actually connect with your soul, the more you become like that, and you just stay super detached, or you process things really quickly, or you come back to love really easily, you come back to forgiveness really easily, and you don't see things the way that most humans are seeing things anymore. You see things from the perspective of your soul. So you see love, you see joy, you see solutions instead of problems. And you just feel this fire lit under your ass, like you know why you're here. Like, you know. And if you're watching this video, some part of you knows why you are here. Okay? And it might be something a lot bigger than what you are actually doing right now. Like, you might just be taking little steps right now towards the full knowing of what you came here to do. But once it becomes clear, you just know. When it's soul, you just know. Okay? And nobody else can tell you. You just know. Okay? Like, I'm sure you've experienced this kind of soul knowing in other situations in your life as well, like where you just knew things. You just knew you were meant to have a certain interaction with a certain person, or you just knew that you needed to do this thing, or you needed to do this course, or you needed to read this book, and then it ended up changing your entire life, or you knew you needed to go on this vacation, and then you ended up meeting the love of your life there, and you just knew things. And everybody has this kind of intuition, this kind of soul knowing, but most people just shut it off and favor the logic over it. But it's not the way to go anymore, guys. Honestly, it's not the way to go. It's not. The soul is the way, and more people are going to be popping up like me. And I mean, I already follow a lot of them on the internet that are basically saying the same fucking message as me. But more and more people are popping up to tell you, so that it gets into your brain that, you know, you have a soul, you have a soul purpose, your pain is leading you to your purpose, all your challenges are purposeful, and once you rise above the struggle and embrace the joy of living, you're living your soul's purpose and you're helping many people. Beverly says, I become very in the know when I fast. There you go. You found a way to do it. For me, it's like when I work out and do yoga a lot, which I've been doing every single day lately, you guys. Every single day I work out now. I just got home from the gym and yoga. It was fabulous. But I feel like way more connected with my soul when I do that. But also too, if you want just like a super easy way to connect with your soul, just like shut up the mind for like 2 seconds and take some deep breaths and just ask. Just ask for it. Just ask. I want to be connected with my soul. All you have to do is ask. But most people aren't asking, so they're not getting it. They're not getting any soul connection because they're not fucking asking for it. But maybe they didn't even know that this is something that they want. They didn't even know this is something that they're after. So I'm telling you now, you are after this. Soul fulfillment is the highest goal that you can achieve. Okay? And here's the thing too, once you maintain that soul connection, all the other shit falls into place, because that is how much your soul loves you. That is how much life loves you. Your main goal should be soul connection. And once you connect with soul, you are always guided to what you need to do, and you always know. You just know. Okay. Crystal says, your bookcase is so colorful. Love how organized you are. Yeah, that's just half of it. Look at this. It's the other half right there. It's fabulous. And it's almost full. It's almost full. Like, what am I going to do when it's actually full? I might just have to get another one. Oh, that way. I might just have to get another one built in on the other wall. If there's not enough room, I'll have to buy a house and put a library in it. That's the only way. That's the only way to deal with all these books. is like, I have to just, like, I live in an apartment, I have to buy a house. And the entire, like an entire room, and it has to be like a big room, will have to be a library. And it would be really cool to like have a library where the books were like buttons, and then like you had a secret doorway. So I'm pushing the buttons on the books, and then the bookshelf like comes down because that one was a fake bookshelf. And then like you walk into this secret room of even more books. And then you can like have a coffee in there and read. And it would be like this like hidden book place. Oh my God, that's so hot. I love it. Oh my God, I'm turned on by my own vision. That's very sexy to me. So that's happening. That was a soul knowing right there. That was like my soul, because my soul was like, yeah, girl. Yeah. So, okay, I think that's probably all I wanted to say, you guys. But I should mention that I have open space to work with me one-on-one for 6 weeks, you guys, 6 weeks. And it's going to be amazing. I'm super excited to take on 3 new clients right now. My clients right now are having amazing transformations. I'm using my new healing method. It's super powerful. You get 3 one-on-one sessions with me, you guys, and unlimited Voxer support, so we can be talking all day long if required. Usually, you won't need that much of me because the healing sessions are so powerful. You'll be feeling fucking awesome in between the sessions. But I'm always there for you. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one at this deep, intimate level for 6 weeks, message me to claim these spots. They're going to go super fast. And yeah, we'll work together on a deeper level. We can do some hypnosis stuff as well, and we can heal your life. Some of the things that I'm really good at healing for people is healing jealousy, healing unworthiness in relationships and just in yourself, like that feeling of like, I'll never be good enough, and that feeling of relationship difficulties of all kinds. Like, I'm really good at healing dad issues, mom issues, or just client issues or issues with friends, and like all sorts of things going on in your relationships. Because here's the thing, everything starts with you. It starts from within. And when we heal the pain within, we heal the limiting beliefs coming from within, it heals all that outer shit, you guys. So I'm super excited. Message me if you want to work with me one-on-one at this level. It is $2K Canadian, you guys, which is less for you US people. But I'm super excited about that. This is going to be probably your only chance to work with me at this close of a level for that low of a price in this year. So message me if you want to claim those. And just remember that you have a purpose here. Your soul unconditionally loves you, even when you're not following the purpose. But if you know that you have a purpose and you're not following it, what are you doing? What are you even doing, right? So get on it. It's always your choice whether you actually fulfill your soul's path or not, right? So yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on the replay, let me know if this helped you, what major revelations you've had, and we'll talk more on this. This is kind of a topic that I really like to talk about because it's something that just gives me so much meaning and purpose and hope in life. Well, not even hope, just like clear knowing that I'm on this earth for a reason. I'm here to help people. I'm here to change the world. And I'm sure you are too. So remember that, and remember also that you came for the joy of living. Night, guys.